Salmon fishing is an important and popular activity in many countries, especially in cold water lakes, rivers and coastal areas. Salmon are usually caught during the spawning season, when they migrate from the sea into rivers to spawn. One of the most common methods is to use fishing nets, especially seine or seine nets, to block the fish's passage. Salmon fishing is also popular, with specialized rods and special baits used to attract the fish. In some places, salmon fishing also involves a combination of artisanal and technological methods, such as the use of boats and machinery to collect fish from deep waters. However, due to the decline in wild salmon numbers, many countries have adopted sustainable management and protection measures, such as limiting fishing seasons, regulating the size of fish allowed to be caught, and developing salmon farms to reduce pressure on natural resources. In addition to traditional methods, raising salmon in aquaculture farms has also become an important solution to meet the increasing demand without depleting natural fish resources. These farms are often located in areas with good water quality, ensuring an optimal living environment for salmon. The salmon farming process includes steps from breeding, care, feeding to harvesting, and farmed salmon can be sold to the market at high value. However, salmon farming is not without challenges, including disease control, waste treatment, and environmental protection. In addition, some countries also focus on developing programs to restore natural salmon resources. These programs include releasing salmon fry into rivers, improving wild fish habitats, and limiting overfishing. Studies have also shown that protecting and restoring natural ecosystems is an important part of ensuring the sustainability of salmon fishing and aquaculture. Combining traditional fishing methods, raising salmon in controlled environments, and protecting natural resources is key to maintaining a balance between consumer demand and protecting biodiversity. A key element of sustainable salmon fishing and farming is monitoring and quality control. Regulatory agencies regularly inspect to ensure that salmon are farmed and caught according to strict regulations on food safety, the environment, and consumer rights. Certifications such as organic certification or certifications from environmental organizations, such as the ASC, Aquaculture Stewardship Council, are becoming increasingly popular and preferred by consumers. These certifications ensure that salmon products are farmed or caught in a responsible and sustainable manner, without harming the environment. In addition, technological developments in the aquaculture industry also play an important role. New technologies such as underwater sensors, fish movement recognition and tracking technology, or closed-loop fish farming systems have helped to minimize negative impacts on the environment and optimize production efficiency. Scientists are also researching methods to improve salmon breeds, increase fertility and resistance to disease. Thereby reducing production costs and protecting fish health in aquaculture. Despite the high economic value of salmon, overfishing, along with climate change and the decline in habitat quality, has put many wild salmon populations at risk of extinction. Therefore, combining sustainable fishing methods, responsible farming and ecosystem protection will be key to the long-term and stable development of the salmon industry in the future. The development of technological solutions and smart management strategies will become increasingly necessary to maintain the sustainable development of the salmon industry. One of the notable trends is the application of genetic technology to improve the quality of salmon breeds. Genetic research is helping to create salmon breeds that are more resistant to disease, grow faster and adapt better to harsh environmental conditions. This not only helps increase productivity in aquaculture but also minimizes the negative impact on natural resources. In addition to genetic technology, improving methods of processing and preserving salmon also play an important role in reducing waste and protecting product quality. Modern processing methods such as quick freezing, vacuum sealing, and smart packaging help maintain the freshness of salmon during transportation, while extending shelf life without the use of preservatives. In addition, public education and awareness raising about salmon resource protection are also indispensable factors in maintaining the sustainable development of the industry. Consumers need to understand the origin of the products they consume and the importance of choosing certified sustainable products, not only for their own benefit but also for the common benefit of the environment and the community. Combined efforts between technology, resource management and raising public awareness will be the key to protecting salmon resources and maintaining stable, sustainable development for the seafood industry in general. In the context of the world facing the challenges of climate change and biodiversity loss, building a sustainable salmon production and consumption system will contribute significantly to protecting marine and river ecosystems. While ensuring food sources for future generations. An important factor that cannot be ignored in maintaining the sustainable development of the salmon industry is international cooperation. Salmon is a species with a wide distribution, from cold sea areas in the northern hemisphere to large rivers. So the protection of salmon resources requires cooperation between countries and international organizations. Cooperation agreements can include programs for sharing information on salmon populations, joint conservation strategies and fishing control measures. For example, in Northern Europe and North America, countries such as Norway, Canada and the United States have signed agreements to protect salmon, which include strict monitoring of fishing activities, the development of sustainable technologies and the restoration of natural ecosystems. The management and protection of rivers where salmon spawn is also an integral part of the conservation strategy. River restoration projects, including the construction of fish bridges, the restoration of natural spawning grounds and the improvement of water quality have shown positive results in facilitating the return of salmon to spawn. A prominent example is the Salmon Conservation Program in rivers in Scotland and Alaska, where scientists, regulators and local communities work together to protect habitat and ensure abundant salmon stocks. In addition, the adoption of responsible fishing methods and the restriction of destructive fishing methods such as dynamite fishing and small nets are essential to protect salmon populations. These fishing methods not only reduce salmon numbers but also have serious impacts on other aquatic species and marine ecosystems. Countries and wildlife protection organizations need to continue to strengthen propaganda, education and control to ensure that all fishing activities comply with wildlife protection regulations. Finally, the creation of sustainable salmon farming models that not only rely on advanced technologies but also require the participation of local communities is essential. Fishermen who are involved in fish farming need to be trained and provided with knowledge on environmental protection, disease prevention, and maintaining biodiversity in the farming areas. This will not only help improve farming productivity but also contribute to the sustainable development of the local economy. In short, to ensure the long-term and sustainable development of the salmon industry, we need a comprehensive strategy, including nature conservation measures, the application of modern technology, international cooperation, and raising public awareness. These efforts will not only protect salmon resources but also help protect marine ecosystems and other living organisms, thereby maintaining the natural balance for future generations to continue to maintain and develop the salmon industry in a sustainable manner. One of the important factors that needs to be focused on is improving the supply chain and minimizing food waste. Studies show that a large part of harvested salmon is wasted during transportation, processing and consumption. Applying modern preservation and transportation methods, such as cold transport and smart packaging techniques, can help minimize losses and ensure that salmon always retains its best quality when it reaches consumers. At the same time, strategies for recycling and utilizing unusable parts of fish, such as bones, skin and scales, can create added value and contribute to minimizing negative impacts on the environment. Another important aspect is the development of ecological salmon farming models. Current research is looking for salmon farming methods that not only optimize productivity but also minimize environmental impacts. Recirculating aquaculture systems, RAS, are one promising solution, as they recycle water within the aquaculture system without releasing it, thereby helping to protect water quality and reduce pollution. In addition, using sustainable protein sources for salmon feed, such as algae or insects, instead of flatfish or other marine resources, can help reduce pressure on natural resources. While ensuring the sustainability of salmon farming in the future, conservation organizations and local communities are also indispensable to protecting wild salmon. These organizations play an important role in implementing monitoring, research and restoration programs for rivers, as well as participating in public education campaigns to raise awareness of the importance of salmon conservation. Activities such as releasing fingerlings into rivers, protecting spawning grounds, and building infrastructure such as fish ladders to help salmon migrate past dams are all long-term, sustainable efforts. Protecting wetlands, mangroves, and coastal ecosystems, where salmon live and migrate, should also be a priority in environmental protection policies. In addition, an indispensable element of the strategy for conserving and developing the salmon industry is the development of public policies, legal regulations, and incentives for responsible fishing and aquaculture practices. These policies need to be built on the coordination between governments, businesses, and non-governmental organizations, with the goal of protecting natural resources and developing the economy. Management agencies need to have strict regulations on the size and quantity of salmon allowed to be caught, as well as measures to protect the natural spawning areas of this species. At the same time, providing financial incentives for sustainable salmon farming projects or developing new technologies will help motivate the transformation of the aquaculture industry, aiming to protect the environment and improve the quality of life for the community. In short, developing a sustainable salmon industry is not a simple task, but with a combination of technology, science, education and reasonable policies, this industry can absolutely continue to grow strongly in the future without harming the environment and natural ecosystems. Protecting and maintaining the life of salmon is not only the responsibility of producers, fishermen or governments, but also of each consumer in choosing salmon products of sustainable origin. Helping to protect natural resources and ensure food sources for future generations. An important approach to maintaining the sustainability of the salmon industry is the integration of environmental protection elements into the entire production and consumption value chain. This is not only limited to protecting wild salmon populations but also involves improving production methods in the fish farming industry. Salmon producers need to apply methods to reduce environmental impacts such as waste treatment, reducing carbon emissions and using resources more efficiently. One of the solutions that has received attention in recent years is the application of renewable energy in salmon farms, such as solar, wind or hydropower, to reduce the negative impact of aquaculture production on the climate. Modern salmon farms can use advanced technologies to save energy and optimize production processes. This not only helps reduce production costs but also supports the goal of protecting the climate and reducing carbon emissions throughout the supply chain. Another notable trend is the increase in transparency and traceability in the salmon industry. Today, consumers are increasingly interested in the origin and production process of the food they consume. Especially for products related to wildlife such as salmon, the application of blockchain technology or digital systems helps consumers trace the origin and track the production process of salmon from farm to table. This not only helps increase transparency but also motivates producers to comply with sustainable standards and protect the environment. An important factor that cannot be missed in this process is the participation of the community in conservation and sustainable development projects. Local communities, especially traditional fishermen, play an important role in protecting natural resources. Community initiatives, such as establishing salmon reserves, protecting spawning areas, and organizing educational activities on natural resource conservation, can help maintain biodiversity and improve the quality of habitat for salmon. A good example is salmon conservation programs in Nordic regions. Such as Iceland and Norway, where local communities and conservation organizations have worked closely to protect natural salmon ecosystems. These programs not only focus on protecting salmon populations but also include restoring riverine ecosystems, protecting mangrove areas and freshwater areas where salmon spawn. Thanks to active community participation and the support of public policies, these programs have achieved some success in restoring wild salmon populations. Finally, a key factor in developing a sustainable salmon industry